many different narratives. It's not just the Hustler Nation. There are many of them. Which one do they empower the youth, or do they trivialize them and just use them as a rallying call for the people up there to get what they want?
I think, in my opinion, and I think I'll go back to my original statement, and people will tell you about the OCA, the NASA, all these alliances. Where is the space of the young people? Look at them when they step out there. Where are the young people? The closest they come is they are being sent to do something. You see? So at the end of the day, and that's why I come back to the young people, why have we accepted? Even in this, you see, when I talk this way, it's not my greatest disappointment is that the greatest disappointment among the young people are not the village boys who've not gone to school or the class 5 dropouts. It's the very educated young people are the greatest let down. Because you listen to them talking in the name of representing young people, and sometimes you feel ashamed, and it becomes even very difficult to sell yourself as a young person, because these are people who are supposed to step up. Like I said, this is the reality, and I understand the reality. But when are we going to start walking towards that direction we want? Someone has to start. People died for independence. At independent, things were like, we can't do this. If we had that mentality that these things are done this way, this is the reality, we wouldn't have had independence. At some point, we need to get to a point where we have to start the walk. Even if it's usually said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, as long as you move forward. So all these formations, as a person, I believe they are just enterprises for these guys.
Yeah.
He said it's perceptive. We are an overly populistic and perceptive country. They will create something for themselves. They will find a tagline that associates with you, and then they will come sell their own project to you as yours. And it's very disappointing that some of us fall into those traps with all our knowledge, with all our exposure. And then you sit down and you ask yourself what is happening. Yeah. Because like Kika said, these are things we know. When you talk of taxes, we know we pay taxes. Then why do we allow these guys to make it look like they're doing us a favor to a point where we have to clap for them when they're doing what they're supposed to do and they're doing less? So all these movements for me, and that's why I tell young people, forget about, okay, it's the reality. If there's a way you can do it, there is a way you can achieve your purpose through that movement, through a party, it's okay. Join a party and do your thing.
Yeah.
If you believe you cannot achieve your purpose through a party, find an alternative. There will always be a way. Like I said, a coin has three sides.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as a young person, when you're going into leadership, that's what I ask people. What is your purpose in leadership, especially political leadership?
Okay.
90% of the people who go into political leadership, it's about status.
Okay.
Status, resources, the opportunities that are there. But before you become a leader, I usually tell people, ile inaitwa kujiita mkutano.
Yeah.
Sit down with yourself, ask yourself, why do I want to become a leader?
Okay.
This is what I want to do, 1, 2, 3. How do I get to a position where I can do my 1, 2, 3? Now, your purpose in life will determine the path you follow. Okay. Because now the path might be tough, like for mine. It might be tough, but I believe if I follow this path, I'll have the conscience and the power to achieve whatever little. Okay. And at the end of the day, just to finish on something they had mentioned, there is a system, I know. But at the end of the day, it's not about creating laws that change that scrap taxes that they have very pertinent vested interests. As a leader, it's not about the big things. Don't be the big man doing small things. Be the small man doing big things. Okay. The little that you can do within your space, with that privilege, with that vote, is what you can do. All if Nelima does something small, we have for example, we have 100 million in CDF, 137 in Butula. If you can, you don't need to use 100, but if you can use 1 for something for the youth, specifically something genuine, he does 1. If everyone does, it's the little that grows everyone and pulls the economy up. All right.